Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. It's Asia Marquet here, Lemon Creation, and I have for you a page which I made with markers. Today I'm working on a loose mixed media page, and for the first time I'm using my new set of stamps, Round and Round. You can find them in my shop. You're gonna have a link down below in the video. And yeah, it's the very first time I'm stamping them, so I just decided to stamp them on the piece of paper because I never had a chance to use them, and to see also how they stamp. I use VersaFine ink, which is permanent, but it's really nice. I just bought it not that long ago and I'm really happy with it because it gives very clear image. And very often with when you use the stamps for the first time, they are kind of sticky and you don't get a good impression. That's why I'm using it on the draft paper or the scrap paper. But with this ink I was really positively surprised. I get the impression from the first time, from the first go, and the impression is really perfect. I didn't even need to use the stamping platform. So that's simply what I was doing here, trying to see you know, how they stamp and if the impression is gonna be good, and if I need to use the stamping platform. And now for the coloring, I'm using a piece of acetate and I'm using markers. The markers come from a shop which is called Action. So for you who live in Europe, you're gonna probably know what I'm talking about. For all the other crafters who live somewhere else, it's a shop which actually carries everything. And the things are very, well, not very cheap, but it's like a kind of cheap shop, yes. So the markers are not really complicated. They are Aquamarkers, but I don't use them as Aquamarkers. They are not super good quality. They're just, you know, just the markers like you would buy probably for children, not necessarily, you know, to do extra beautiful pages. But look at that. This is my first trial and I'm actually super happy with it. So I draw a line instead of just, you know, putting the markers all over the acetate. I kind of draw a line which falls, and because my acetate is see-through, I can see what kind of impression I get, and by moving my fingers around I can kind of make the paint also move around. Of course, I forgot to tell you, I spray it after putting the markers on. I spray it a little bit with water. You cannot put too much water because otherwise everything will drop to the page and, you know, you're gonna get a big stain. So just a tiny bit of water, and look at that. I absolutely love this tiny piece on the bottom. And I decided to do a little bit more of drawing. And once again, I'm using a line, like, you know, a kind of a grungy line. And I'm spraying from a distance, which you cannot see too much, but I do it on purpose because if I spray it from the from very close distance, I will get too much water on the acetate. And look at that, guys. This thing which I absolutely love, and it works so beautifully, and that I wouldn't get with the, you know, just drawing on the paper, and I wouldn't get that effect also with the sprays. And I'm just changing colors. This one you cannot almost see. I'm trying to show you that, you know, there is a line. It's like kind of a purple, but very clear purple. Again, spraying it with water. I'm removing the excess from the you know, top and bottom of acetate. Just moving a tiny bit left and right to, you know, to let the water kind of absorb all the markers, or just, you know, move more freely. And with this marker I didn't get too much result. I don't think even you're gonna be able to see. So I use a purple a little bit darker. And with that purple you're gonna see what, what kind of beautiful effect I got. And once again I'm removing the excess of water. And just because I can see through, I can put it exactly where I want it. So on the line, and look at that, guys. I think it's absolutely amazing. And so now I'm just gonna be working on placing my stamps and just doing, you know, a page with circles. I do a lot of pages with circles because I absolutely love them. I love the perfection of the circle. I love the shape. And now it's just a matter of placing the stamps, you know, where I want them. I'm not doing any masking for this project. And as I said before, I used a lot StazOn and archival ink. But after watching a few videos where crafters were using permanent inks for cards, so where you have to be really precise, you know, I'm doing grungy pages mostly, so the precision is not really my thing, because I simply don't want to be precise. I've seen that they are using VersaFine ink, and for the just, you know, the very good impression, and this is the ink to go. So even before I absolutely love StazOn and archival ink, now I think this is gonna be my ink to really, you know, work the most with. And this color is Onyx black, so it's really giving you a beautiful impression. And for those of you who probably already have some of my stamps, you know that the first time stamping them, it was not very easy, because they are kind of, they are very good quality, they last in time, but the first stamping is kind of problematic, because, you know, it's kind of sticky, the stamp. And this one with the ink, I don't know, maybe my producer changed the silicone, I have no idea, but it looks the same to me. But with VersaFine ink, I have no problems at all. And here now I use a part of my thank you card. For every purchase you made, I usually put something extra, some thank you card or some ATC from time to time. I cut a little flower from it, and I'm gonna actually use just a small part of it because the flower was too big. And now I'm using Snowflake chalk acrylic from PaperArtsy to just add a little bit of kind of a deepness to the circles. And I add a little bit of white paint to the actual circle, so I used the black marker to cover that because I didn't want. And I'm alternating between my finger and the paintbrush. I actually prefer to work with my finger because I can feel more, I can, you know, I think I have more control over the paint, but because the circles are so small, I had to use the pencils. And not to waste the paint, and also to give another interest, a little bit more of interest, I made some splatter. In the meantime, I dried it all. I just don't, you know, not necessarily showing you the drying part because it's kind of boring. And now when everything is dry, I am using a UniPin fine liner, and I'm doing a little bit of you know, grungy kind of sewing looking like borders. So now I'm gonna be placing the flower or the plant, the funky looking plant, and I was not sure which one I'm gonna choose. I chose the small one, and I am placing it with the 3D foam tape because I wanted to give a little bit more of a layer or you know, deepness to the page, so I think it's better if it sticks out because the page itself is quite easy. So I wanted to give that pop. I'm sorry for my head here. And I'm adding a little bit of kind of shadowing with white pen to the, that's Uniball, I think. I usually use this one, or Signo. And so I kind of give the shadows to the leaves. And I'm using a sentence from my super messy words, and this is the end of the page. Big hugs to everyone from me. I hope you are having or gonna have a great holidays, and thank you for subscribing. Yes, I got stuck here for a moment, and this is the finished page. And if you subscribe, please hit also the bell button to get notified about my upcoming videos. I'm not very regular with them, I have to admit. And for the new stamps, please check my shop, my online shop. I wish you all a beautiful day, and big hugs, and see you soon. Bye bye.